On a typical day, air traffic controllers in the United States will handle 44,000 flights based on FAA numbers. Those planes carrying 3 million passengers, a job that just gets more intense when the holiday travel season gets busy. On runway 8 right, a Boeing 787, its use of new carbon fiber composite technology allowing its wings to noticeably curve upward, takes to the air. Destination, Taipei. And the departure and takeoff is handled here in the high-tech air traffic control tower of Vancouver International Airport. I'm just north of the border in Canada, where the world of air traffic control can feel different. Whether it's on the news or in movies, you've probably seen these before. They're called flight strips, and they're typically computer printouts of individual flights that air traffic controllers can then manually move around to help manage those flights. It's a system that works, and it's worked for a long time. Flying in the U.S. has never been safer. But you won't find them in the tower in Vancouver. There are strips here, but they're all electronic.
See how this one changed color?
Right.
That's their indication to them that they're now talking to them.
And these strips are animated. Boxes within them change. This flight to Seattle on hold because while it's sunny here, it's foggy down south.
That block, they're waiting for a time, a flow time to go to Seattle.
So by 2010, it was in use in every operational facility in Canada.
Greg Dansereau manages tower terminal operations. For Canada, he says, it's a big change from the way they used to do it.
I think the big benefit for us ultimately comes down to safety. The reduction of the possibility of human error from manually listening to and recording data to using an operational technical system to do that and eliminate that human error.
So that same electronic flight strip that appears on the screens in front of these air traffic controllers in Vancouver will also show up at other air traffic control facilities across Canada. But Canada's air traffic control system is different in another way. Unlike the FAA, it is not run by the government. It is a private, not-for-profit corporation that makes its money largely from fees charged to the airlines. It was once part of the government, but went private 23 years ago.
It was a time when the country was really kind of strapped for cash.
Mark Miller is an aviation journalist and pilot.
Privatizing the air traffic control system seemed to make sense. It generated cash, and it offered an opportunity to make the system more efficient.
Our Navcan Suite Tower Solutions.
This country's private air traffic control monopoly has a name, Nav Canada. And the technology it's developed is now sold to other countries. Its air traffic management system recently installed at London's massive Heathrow Airport. But with a much bigger system in a country with 10 times the population, with more control towers and more bureaucracy, the U.S. FAA is catching up.
Welcome to Next Gen Flight 101.
The U.S. technological makeover has been rolling out in stages for years. It also has a name, NextGen. Electronic strips are being used in a limited number of towers, including Phoenix, but that technology won't make it to SeaTac until 2025. Now, there are a number of different technologies that are used throughout air traffic control in both countries. This is just an example. But coming up on King 5 News at 7 o'clock, we'll look at another technology where the U.S. is ahead of Canada. You'll find out, at least from one pilot, where he'd rather fly. Live at SeaTac Airport, Glenn Farley, King 5 News.
Glenn.